Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Paris and I'm the author of this little book right here, The Magi. Book 2, IOF, is coming on February 24th, and I'll be talking a little more about that later in the video. For now, I just wanted to give a quick update. You guys did not see me last week, so it's been 2 weeks since my last video. The reason for that is I was working a Black Friday shift last week. So, you know, at your local Old Navy, wherever you be, I inhabit the local Old Navy, and we were dealing with shoplifters. Police were there at one point because of the shoplifters. Wasn't enough radios to go around amongst the staff, so we were really backed up at the register at Cash Wrap, which is where I was. It was a chaotic day. Not gonna lie though, 9 hours absolutely flew past, and yes, I will be probably working a Black Friday shift next year as well. Not against it. So that's a little update of where I've been. And hold on, I hear a friend at the door. Belle wanted to be in the video too. She was scratching outside my door. I don't know if you guys could hear her. But this is Belle, one of our dogs. Yes, she has blue hair. It is dog safe dye. She's very fancy with a blue bow to match. So as I was saying before, actually I don't even know what I was saying before. I kind of lost my train of thought. But I think I was getting into kind of just a little more with IOF, and what I did today, I guess I'm finishing my update of what I've been doing the last couple weeks, is I ordered a editing copy of IOF today, and I want to start this video just right away with a big tip on how to save money on this editing copy. If you're doing a method of editing that is similar to me, for me, my mom actually has offered to edit the book. She did the same thing with the Magi. She's doing it with IOF too. So instead of just sending her the online file like you would normally do to an editor, you would send it over Word, Google Docs, Pages, whatever program you and your editor have agreed to using, you'll send it on that. Because my mom is doing it and she's doing it by hand, I need to print a copy out, which means I need to invest in a copy, which first off, she's offered to do it for free. So by not needing to pay an editor, I'm already saving a little money there. So I have more money for other parts of the publishing process. With the Magi, this little guy right here, actually I call the Magi a girl, but let me pull out right here. Hold on, so I can get it out of my desk. This is what I printed out last time. It is, I want to say like 248 pages, cost me $30, and that is with $15 of discounts off. Which, I mean, honestly, it's not a horrible price, but I have found a way to save a ton of money on it that I wish I had learned earlier, particularly because IOF is a lot longer than the Magi. It is 90,000 words as opposed to 60,000 words, and the way I format it a specific way for printing out, it's about 100 pages more, which would be more money to print. I am printing a proof for IOF. On KDP, it is book paper size, not book paper size, it is computer paper size, 8.5 by 11. Cost me $10 with shipping, under $10 with shipping, to print out a much longer book for editing. So a little money saving tip, if you are printing a hard copy for any reason, a hard copy, I would recommend doing it on KDP as opposed to Office Max or Office Depot, whatever you call it, Staples, anything like that. They print out great ones, and the advantage to that is you would get it faster. You could go in and leave with it the same day, but it costs more money. If you are really trying to budget, then I would recommend ordering a proof on KDP. I just changed the book size to computer paper size, so it's still like big enough that you can actually fit edits on there and not formatted to the size of what the book will actually be. So you kind of got to format twice, but hey, if you're printing out a hard copy at Staples or something, you got to format it anyway. That's my little money saving tip. On to a couple other little, just as I'm going through the publishing process, as I'm starting to really dive into it again, I want to share some tips on what I either forgot to do last time or what I'm doing differently this time. While we're on the topic of proofs still, put page numbers on. Please do yourself a favor, remember to put page numbers on. I forgot to do that last time and I had to individually number every single one. Now, because I'm ordering a proof this time, they are going to be bound. Part of the reason why I had this issue last time is it wasn't bound. So in case something happened and they got out of order, I needed to number them all so that I knew. Because I'm putting it in a bound version, it's not as big a deal, but still, page numbers are helpful. They just it helps you keep track. It helps everything stay organized. It looks clean. Don't forget to put page numbers. Also, this is particularly if you're printing out in person, do not use color on anything. Don't let your chapter headers be color. Don't let just one line of color in the entire book is going to up the cost by a decent amount. I think it's honestly, I want to say it's something like 1 or 2 pennies a page, but when you have like a couple hundred pages, that adds up. So do yourself a favor, make it all black and white, save that money. Something else I don't want to say I forgot that I could do this, it was more so I didn't realize this was an option. You are allowed to contact your betas more than once. That is something I didn't do with the Magi, but I'm doing with IOF, and guys, it has made such a huge difference. So that's another thing that some people might forget, or they might not realize. They think, oh, I do alpha readers and I do beta readers, and then I'm kind of done. You can absolutely ask them for more help. Now, they might not be able to say yes, but you are allowed to do it. It's not rude to do it. I had my betas read the book. I took their feedback. I, used it. I changed a lot. I completely rewrote the climax, the entirety of the climax. So today I actually sent out the updated version of the climax, and I'm getting updated feedback on it. That will help you solidify everything. You are absolutely allowed to ask them to reread other little bits of it. I know personally, as a beta, I have had people ask me to review things a couple times, or they've asked me for additional feedback on new ideas. Definitely utilize that ability. It is a huge help, and it's going to help you feel more confident in what you're doing and what you're writing as well. Because if you're still like, okay, I made these changes, I think they're good, you got that think in there, you feel like it's good, other people might feel a little differently. So ask them, does it work? Is it better? Is there improvement? Is there anything else I can improve on? Don't forget that you are able and allowed to do that. Another little tip that I did use when it came to publishing the Magi, but I'm using more so now that I have like an understanding of how KDP works, how like your front and back matter works, etc., is preparing things in advance. Now, part of this comes with, because it's my second book, I can copy and paste certain things from one book to the next. Now that I have the original bit drafted, my copyright page, I copied it from the Magi, popped it into IOF, and then I just edit it a little bit. Usually, copyright pages are technically copyrighted in themselves, so you can't just copy over from somebody else's book. You do need to change it up and make it your own, even just if it's a little bit of changes, just a couple words here and there. But now that I have my personal copyright done, I can just copy and paste it over. I have that checked off the to-do list already months in advance, and that helps. So if there's a catastrophe later, which, let's be honest, there's always going to be some sort of little emergency coming up. Haven't had one yet, a little concerning about when it's going to happen. Right now we're cruising with the tides, just rolling with the waves. I have a friend, if you see this, you know what I'm referencing. But that being said, if you have things in advance, it really helps. Another thing that I've been utilizing in advance is the print cost of IOF. I already have IOF on my bookshelf on KDP. You guys can't see it anywhere. It's not on Goodreads or anything. It's just me on my little author side of the laptop. I can see it. I already know what the print cost is going to be, or at least an estimate of it, because the formatting's not finished. It might change. Estimating it in advance means that I know just about how much I need to price the book for. I have all of these things partially figured out already. Praise the Lord, I thought the printing cost of every copy of IOF was going to be so much more than the Magi. It is higher than the Magi. IOF is a lot longer than the Magi. It is not nearly as high as I thought it was going to be, so I was very excited about that. It's great news for you guys as well, because it means the book can be priced and listed at a little lower than I thought it was going to need to be, because the print cost is not nearly as high as I expected. So that's great news. But utilizing these things in advance, I know this in advance, as opposed to last time I'm like waiting to upload and get these things situated until later. So I still had that worry. I still had that question. What's the print cost going to be? You can do these things in advance. You can prep these things in advance. You can have this little file on your computer with all of these notes set aside. You can have it just mentally jotted down. You can have maybe physical versions of things. Then you can just pop all the pieces in. Gather all of your pieces in advance. Utilize what you know from publishing before, or if you have any questions or you need more tips, ask me. I'm very happy to help you make the process easier and to have a better understanding of it, because I've been through it before, so I have all of these tools kind of mentally jotted down, and how to get publishing to go smoother, how to go faster. Again, there's going to be an emergency at some point. I'm probably jinxing myself right now. There's always going to be some sort of little emergency. I think I had like 3 total with the Magi. Not too bad. Haven't had one with IOF yet. You guys will know when it comes, because you will see me on my Instagram story being like, wow, things aren't going great today, but we're gonna get it done, y'all. We're gonna get it done. just remember, if you get these pieces done beforehand, if you get these little bits collected, it's gonna make those emergencies a little bit better too, because you already have some things that you're like, don't need to worry about my front matter. What I need to worry about is XYZ. You know, you can focus on the emergency and get it fixed in a much more timely manner. The final important thing to remember for this video specifically is that you might feel rushed. You might feel like you have a set date to release. You have all these things together, but ultimately with self-publishing, you do have your own timeline. You do have time. Now, you might set a timeline. I know for me, I have February 24th pinned in advance, and I'm the type of person that it is coming out on February 24th if it is the last thing I do. That being said, if something happens, if something goes wrong, if the editing, there's some huge plot hole discovered, or there's an issue with the cover when I do it in January, if something happens, you can move your date. You can push back. You are not permanently solidified in something. Difference with traditional versus self-publishing is, you know, traditional publishing, you are a little more solidified, you are a little more stuck. And you absolutely do have, you know, you should, when you announce something, you should stick with it. You should stay with that date. But you are not obligated. You know, it's not a legal obligation. You haven't signed a contract with anybody. You've just mentally decided this for yourself. So, if you feel like you need to change something, if you are facing some issue that just you need to push back, you can do that. Do not forget that you are allowed to push back. And also, your readers are not going to hate you for it. Your fellow writer friends, the people who are planning on buying your book, who are excited for your book, they're not going to ditch you. They're not going to decide that you're not a good author anymore because of this. One of my absolute favorite authors delayed a book by a year. It was worth the wait, guys. So it's okay. You are not stuck in any position at any point in the publishing process. You are absolutely allowed to push it back. You are allowed to delay. You are allowed to change plans. You're allowed to move forward. You are not solidified in anything. So please remember that, and don't let yourself get stressed that you're not going to get done in time. If worst comes to worst, you can change things. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know it was a little bit all over the place. I'm kind of in an all over the place time period, I guess, in my life right now with publishing IOF, because while I've been working on a lot of editing and beta readers the last couple months, with a little like under 3 months to go, I really feel like the publishing ball is starting to roll, which means I need to get this editing done. I need to finish up the formatting, get my cover, all of these other little things. There's a lot I'm doing, and in this video I was trying to just share some of the things that I've learned and I'm doing differently as I really start the deep dive into publishing IOF. And you guys will definitely be seeing more videos from me about the publishing process as I get further along and through it and closer to February 24th, which I am very excited for because I love the Magi. It has a special place in my heart, but IOF, guys, I don't know if book 2 or 3 is my favorite, but the second 2 books in the trilogy, they're my favorites for sure. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Would love to be at 100 subscribers come January. Now, that means we need to get 49 more subscribers between December 1st through December 31st. Can we do it? I'm gonna say yes. You know, hype me up a little bit, guys. Let people know about me, you know. Tell everybody, you know, this really cool person, and, you know, maybe they'll subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Again, feel free to leave a comment if you want. And for now, have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever time it is. Have a great day.